Can you remember why you're here? Hi, I'm Crep, and this is Void Stranger, a game with no title screen. It simply drops you right into a menu, asks you if you'd like to go into the options, change your settings for graphics, audio, controls. Some of these things are already set up how I would like them. That's because I played this game before. It does give you a method to reset your progress, but it'll remember your settings. Voice Changer doesn't really forget. Also, if you're curious, I'm playing with a custom palette right now. This game has several different 4-color palettes that you can pick from, spanning each major color of the rainbow and gray. This game is programmed, or built, I guess programmed is still true, but it's built in Game Maker Studio. And because Undertale is a Game Maker Studio game, and people got so into Undertale they made modding tools that worked just for it, they actually made modding tools that work for any Game Maker Studio game. So it's surprisingly easy to open Void Stranger up and make little modifications if you know where to look. So this is my custom extra vibrant blue palette. Void Stranger is a game that I would like to play more in full for this channel, but tonight's recording, well, it's almost 1:30 in the morning, and I'm doing this entirely on impulse and out of a frustration of my inability to just get on doing recordings that I wanted to do lately. So I'm just doing it, and I'm going to make this either the only taste of Void Stranger you get on this channel in hopes that it entices other people to try this game out, because I really like this game, or it'll be the first in a series. We'll see. I know what I'm going to do tonight. The game asks us to engrave our brand and gives us a 6x6 grid in which we can place down white pixels, or, if you prefer to think of it this way, erase black pixels. Either one could really be the negative space for whatever you choose to draw. My brand, since my second ever run with this game, has always been a simple 6x6 ring. Which unfortunately doesn't really let you see the image that shows up behind the filled in, the white tiles of your brand, but such is the nature of it. If you're not familiar with Void Stranger, it is ostensibly a sokoban-esque game. If you're not familiar with sokoban, it's the genre named for a game type of genre name for a style of game where you move from tile to tile on a grid and you push blocks to destinations in order to clear rooms and move on to further puzzles. I say ostensibly a sokoban style game for reasons we'll kind of get into once we actually get to gameplay. It's not a traditional sokoban game by any means. You're not dependent on pushing things to solve puzzles. That's not the core mechanic. But it's ostensibly a sokoban game. There is a lot more going on with it as well. But we're going to focus a lot on the sokoban. And to be fair, the sokoban is such a core element of it that if you came into it with a disinterest in the sokoban elements, you would likely not stick around for all the other cool things it has going on. And that's simply the nature of it, and I wouldn't begrudge anyone for having that kind of experience with Void Stranger. This is our character. The title, little title drop that we had there, or title card rather, less of a title drop, that's a very different thing. The title card that we had there implied that their name might be Gray. Maybe we'll find out. The mural is filled with inscriptions. deciphering them seems like a futile effort. I think so. Agreeing with that sentiment is going to define this playthrough tonight. You acquired a strange rod. Simply holding it makes you feel uneasy. Something is wrong. Suddenly now, we're always animating, and in fact, we don't have the freedom of movement we had a moment ago. As is implied by the sokoban comparisons I was making, the sokoban, just the mentions of it, I suppose, in the way I was describing the genre, now we're locked to a grid, and as well, we can't face somewhere without moving onto that tile from the direction we want to face. So if I want to, say, grab the tile below me, which is something that the rod we just picked up allows us to do, I must move up and then down to face it and pick it up. If we try to walk across this gap, oh, that doesn't work out so well for us. If you start falling into a gap, you can press backward to undo your action, unless you wait a little too long and then you'll fall in with no recourse, which is not advisable. Let's make a bridge for ourselves. And of course, as you saw when I started falling in and backing out, there's no way to use starting to fall into a gap as a way to change the direction you're facing. You'll return face in the direction you were already facing. Inside this chest was a locust idol. It looks rather tasty, actually. Who knows? Maybe it'll come in handy in the long run. Maybe so. It's empty. Wait. There's a note inside. It's written in a language you can read. It reads, "I snuck in some of your favorite snacks. Have some when you're feeling down. And please don't tattle to my sis. It's our little secret. From B." The message makes little sense to you. Now, like other sokoban games, Void Stranger is composed of sequences of rooms that all take place in the same limited screen size. So they're all made up of, only so many potential tile combinations. I mean, when you're working with a screen of this specific size where you have this much width, there is a significant amount that you can do with that much screen real estate. I actually wanted to build like this, which is fine. In order to get this chest, we can only open them from below. If I checked it from the top, I would not have been able to do anything with it. But the point I'm getting at is that we'll be going room to room, solving highly specific puzzles that ask you to do specific things to reach the end. The core mechanic of the game, the picking up and placing of tiles, is so freeform that many of the game's rooms are, still solvable in many different ways, which is quite a testament to the way the game is designed on the whole, I would say. We don't know what these locust idols are for just yet. I suppose we'll find out in a bit. One really important lesson that we'll learn later, actually I don't know if it'll become mandatory, but one that we'll be kind of pressed to think about later in a different room, is that we can pick up the stairs. It turns out the rod that we have is capable of picking up any tile that we can walk on, and that includes the stairs. Makes traversal very interesting. There's a little mark at the top of the screen there, or top of the room rather. I mean, it's still the top of the screen. Let's see about getting that. We can use the rod to make a single pit here. Notably, we can only carry one tile at a time. If we try to pick up another one, well, we have one in the rod. We just get a little question mark. Ooh, already my throat's getting a little dry. Oh, just classic crep things. drinking a ton of water out mid-recording. So we can use that to drop some rocks off by intentionally dropping them in holes. Now I don't have like any... Oh, wait, I've got my mic on a towel, so this shouldn't be too loud actually. Moving my mouse cursor around. If you press right click on the screen, you could actually bring up a little quill pen cursor. I've heard this is mostly a feature for streamers to make use of, but in this case, where I too am someone playing a game for you, and it would be useful for me to give you some kind of visual indication of what I'm thinking, it's also worthwhile for me to pull this up. In order to actually access this, we're going to need to either be able to either approach it from above, facing up, or approach it from the right, maybe, facing left. In theory, if we could make an opening to right here, we could push this one left and approach it from the left, but I'm pretty sure what we're going to want to do is approach it from above. In order to actually do that, we'll want to push this one to the left, which means this one will have to go up, and this one can go anywhere. In fact, we could probably push it in a pit, should we choose to navigate in a specific way. How would we best want to get over there? I think actually in order to do that, we're just going to want to push this one over. Get it out of the way. So like this one up, this one up, this one over, this one over. That should do it. And now we can pick this up. Ooh, we get a little gem in the HUD. A little collectible. Unfortunately now we've made it so we can't get that chest, but I'm not too fussed. As you can see, that gem gets locked in, so to speak, once we actually hit the end of the room and go down the stairs. If we pause, let me check out this cool pause menu art of our character. We have a memories sub-menu that shows that we have one crystal. We can't do anything with these boxes that are here, but they do give us an indicator of how many gems we might need to do something. So maybe we'll come back once we have one. Once we have one more. And I think from here I'm going to be a little lax about picking up too many more locusts. They're not going to be that vital. Once we start really once we really get rolling here, once we start really getting rolling here, once we really get starting rolling, oh, I guess I actually don't want to do that. We'll let that maggot just go up, and that'll do it for us to let us get the second one. There's another thing that a later room will force you to learn, is that you can push against things to, so to speak, pass turns and get enemies to move when they're in your way. So let's see. There's a couple ways we could do this, I think. The best way is going to be to trap this maggot right here. And let's put this block here. And I guess from there, we'll just let the maggot chase us out as we build our bridge back. Nice and easy. So we actually have 3 now. I forgot to go right back into the memories menu. Starting from that room that had the first one, they're starting to give them to us pretty frequently. Right, sorry. Pressing the pause button unpauses. Exits you from the menu. Let's see what this first one is. Well, it's a couple of figures. Likely a guardian, maybe an older sister, a younger sister, maybe. Could be a guardian and their child. But we're not given much context yet. I suppose the only thing that we can really do is continue on. So I think in order to get this one, we're going to want this leech to go like that. Give us the opening we need. How about you pass by again? Pass time again. Beautiful. Nice and simple. This room's funny. Your only option for progress is to just barely squeeze in front of this maggot and get hightailed all the way to the bottom. Notice now that they're not giving us these memory gems or tokens. We got our fill. Interesting thing is we can actually push pushable objects into monsters like this. That's one way to get rid of them. And I suppose the only way that we have, really. Certainly the only thing we can do right now. We will take that tile, put it here. Love to complete our objective and in the process trap a monster where it's going to be a non-issue. Very fun. I think the way that I typically do this room is to build over here and then trap this maggot right there. And then at that point, if we just build a path over here, then we can easily make it to the stairs without having to worry about the other maggot. Here, we're going to make sure we want this. We're going to make sure we want this? We're going to want this leech to pass by. Pick it up, put it down, and then... Oh, we can actually just get in and out like that. How convenient. I was prepared to have to pick up the tile in front of the leech and then put it back down so that it turned around in front of us, which is certainly an easy way to get around it. Speaking of easy way to get around things, really makes the rest of those leeches a non-issue. Ooh, I see another crystal down here. Cool. Right here. This is the room I was thinking of earlier. I mean, I guess I can actually go over here really quick and kind of show you fully. There's no way to get in around these maggots. If we end up in an opening to go forward, well, we move before any enemies move, so to speak. It might look like we all move on the same turn, but if you watch closely, our character moves, like, a frame or two before any enemies move to a different tile. So if we're in this position, if we try to move right, we'll just walk right into that maggot. And if we stay where we are, the maggot beneath us is going to encroach on our space. And either way, that's not going to be very fun. And we can't open this chest from above. So our only method of getting to it is to move the stairs. So if that doesn't occur to you, this room might stump you for quite a while. At least in terms of actually getting that chest. In terms of progressing, it's not really a challenge at all. Right? This room isn't fun. This whole line of maggots. There's like... I think the easiest way to get through it is something... that was bad. Okay, well, now we can see what the locust idols are for. They're your lives, so to speak. If you, at any point, run out of them, well, your journey into Void is going to be over. We'll put it that way. This game can be fairly punishing in the sense that it isn't interested in entertaining, like, it doesn't want your failures to feel trivial. It really wants you to sit with mistakes that you make. So, I think that'll come up a little more later. But for now, we'll just do this, and I think that should be enough for us to... Oh, oops, I just walked one turn too soon. Let's not fret about any lost locusts right now. We're not really in a position for it to actually be concerning to us. Not just yet. Okay, so we'll take this slightly safer and just do something like this. This works. Let's not even bother getting the locusts in this room. Oh, another person. Make sure she doesn't get pushed off by this leech, which will happen if you do let it walk all the way over to her. In order to actually stop it, you have to do... There's a minimum required actions which is exactly what I did, was run over, pick up the tile, and then put it... Wait, no, run over, pick up the tile, put it down, pick up another tile below. Was that what I did? Something like that. Either way. Also be careful not to walk one too many spaces up to her. You don't talk to people in this game by walking into them. You walk up to them and press your rod button. Oh, I don't have any intent of doing that. No, absolutely not. I've never seen these things in my life until tonight. Yeah, of course. It's a scary place down here. Well, we ask her what she's doing here. Oh, how cute. Wow. Sister Ballbuster, huh? Yeah, sounds like a real pain. I can distantly see one over there. Oh, that's not the kind of way out that you meant. This doesn't really seem like the kind of place you climb out of, necessarily. No. They're there. I'm not silly happy about them either. Oh, do you now? That sounds familiar. You may remember from the very beginning of our playthrough, after we engraved our brand and started for real, our character showed up in front of a perfectly square opening in the ground too. If you'd like to believe that. Well, not much that we can do but leave her to her thoughts, I suppose. The music faded out. Do we? I don't know. Do we speak for our character? I don't know. So you're not actually the religious type. That bad, huh? Well, alright. Let's see what we can't do for her, at least. Knowing that we can pick up the stairs is fun. Here, we'll even make this a little more easy for you. There we go. Right in front of you. Well, I'll be seeing you, I suppose. Oh no, this is an interesting looking room. No walls or anything. And in fact, whatever's going on in the distance looks a lot like the screen we opened the game on. A lone birch tree stands in the void. This area feels safe. And since you've been traveling for quite some time already, would you like to rest for now? I think no. We decide to move on. It does still give us the chance if we'd like to take it, but no. We're not going to. It hasn't been stated yet, but we're looking for someone. That could be a bit time sensitive. I say we keep moving. Looks like there's something to see in the center of this room, much like one of the earlier ones we started at. If we carefully build our way there, getting that statue out of the way, we can take a look at it. The mural is badly damaged. The markings on the side of this one are different from the markings on the side of the last one as well. Deciphering its inscription seems almost impossible. What if that made us a little frustrated, maybe a little angry, taking it out on it? Oh. The mural crumbled away, revealing a small niche full of... What is this? Who could say? Hi there. Well, you are large and partially inhuman, so I suppose it shouldn't be too surprising. Yes, that seems like a very appropriate name. Well, like I said, we're looking for someone, and this dialogue is going to be the first hint of that. We're looking for a young woman. Might be who we're looking for. Yeah, the nature of void seems very interesting, but also maybe not too relevant to our current predicament. Eggs, huh? You think they're eggs? Interesting. I suppose if things come out of them, they may as well be eggs. It doesn't seem like we can hear a whole lot. See, that doesn't seem too surprising. Whatever's going on in this place, there's probably a lot of strange things we could be making use of that we're just not going to be privy to. After all, it seems so designed. I see. Yeah, what's your deal anyway? In that case, it was nice meeting you. Maybe we'll speak again. We have places to be. Alright, so now we're into the real meat of things. From here on out, I'm going to mostly blaze through rooms without much regard for... Let's do that, and then do that. Perfect. Without much regard for getting a bunch of locusts, or stopping to smell the flowers, let's say. Part of why I really like this game, and part of what's compelled me to Let's Play it, part of what's compelled me about it just in general. Ooh, let's take this. And then take this. This room's funny. This will take a moment to really build up to that crystal up there. Suppose we'll grab this along the way. No harm in doing so. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. Oops. Can I salvage this? Not really. Not really. No. Let's just throw ourselves off. There goes that locust profit we just made. That's okay. I want that crystal on the top left, so we're going to get it, and it will be worth our time. Part of what's compelled me about this game so far is that it has the benefit of other puzzle games, other sokoban games in its genre in, Oh, I screwed up again. I don't actually want to do the thing I was just doing. I need to be more specific than what I'm doing. It has the benefit of, like, memorizing puzzles and using that knowledge that you've accumulated to speed through it in fun ways. That's a way in which it's fun to replay. But even more than that, there's so much to learn in very surprising ways. Let's just go up and grab this right now and add that to our total, basically. There we go. Goodness. When you have a 2x3 grid of blocks like this, you can basically build in any direction you want, which is very handy. We can make use of this to get ourselves a line going over here and a second line going over here. We'll take them both with us, such that when we get over here for the memory crystal, we can just pick it up and be on our way. There's a lot to see in this game. In a really cool way. Let's let this leech hang out there. And there are other aspects of it that we'll get to later. Not tonight. Tonight I'm just going to be, to a degree, barreling through puzzles and just letting it all happen. Can I do anything funny here? Not really. Oh, there's also a crystal over there. That might be fun to get. Let's grab that. We'll have to push the statue off. Which is, we could have just picked up the tile there if I didn't have a tile in my hands, but luckily, the fact that it's there, a thing that we can walk on, lets us position ourselves to put a tile below us and approach it from below the way we need to. Now this should be good enough to beat this level. You've seen that when you have a 1x3, you can also build in a straight line perfectly fine. That's also handy. It's our first time really interacting with those enemies. They were shown to us in previous rooms, but we didn't have to do anything with them prior to then. They will always approach you when you're in line of sight, even to their detriment. So it's usually required to drop them off into pits. Such as right here. There we go. And then here, I think what I typically do here is just lure this one all the way, and then... Yeah, I think I, like, usually do some really slow building here. I guess that's what I'm gonna do to get over to the right. Kind of the only option I've given myself by doing it this way, but... I don't know. It's functional, it's just not elegant. It's not smooth, so to speak. So what's interesting with the crystal tiles, is that in order to get the gems, the only thing you need to do is destroy the tile. I can't really show it off here with the way I've positioned things. You'll see it in a second room coming up. But we can get the ones in these glass tiles just by walking over them and stepping off. But in this case, I'll pick it up. It's the only option in that position that I gave myself. Let's see. I think I will pick this up. There we go. Right here, you see that one up in the top. The only way to get that, as far as I know, is to do this exact motion. I don't think there's any way you can navigate this room in a way that allows you to pick it up instead of walking over it. But, once you know it, you know it. This room's a little annoying. One other quirk about the way the game is designed is that you will always face down every time you start a room, and sometimes that means you can pick up tiles that would be a little annoying to get to otherwise, or would have like complications, like having to step off of this glass tile in order to get it. So we can do that and then come over here, let that guy drop off, and now we've got an easy path right to the end. Ooh, okay, so here's another room that would, like, really push you to learn that you can pick up the stairs. Just because of, I want to do that, I think. Just because there isn't any way to pick up this token otherwise. There's no way to face it. So we'll get the stairs out of the way. Pick it up like so. Again, another simple thing that once you know it, you know it. This room's funny. I used to have like a, this idea in my head that I had to do this more complicated thing that involved like not luring this enemy around. I don't really know why. The easiest way to get around is to do exactly that. Build your way down, take a tile with you, you're done. I used to try to build over from the right side and it was just more work than was really necessary. This room's kind of interesting. Don't really see anything to do in it. Suppose we'll just move on. Oh, what is this? You gaze into the strange light. You can barely make out two figures clad in white. They're talking about something. I don't know. A riddle, huh? Don't know if that'll be important. Oh, and as you saw there, whenever you push something off of a glass tile, the glass tile immediately shatters as if you had stepped off it. Other things follow the same rules for ground tiles as you do, which is interesting. This is new, a button mechanic. This is the stairs, actually. How you can kind of tell, I don't know if you would have noticed several rooms ago, but there was a room in the previous section of the game where there was a rock on top of the stairs and we had to push it off, and at the start of the room, there was a kind of swirly symbol around that spot where the rock was. And that was an indicator for us that that's where the stairs were, hiding underneath the rock. It's the same kind of symbol that's on this. This is the stairs, so we can tell from when we pick it up on a rod and it shows up in the heads-up display that it's the stairs. Same symbol. We're going to pick that up because it's going to make solving this room while talking to this person a lot easier. We will put it down here. And, suppose do this, just so we can have it off to the side, have it open. And then we'll talk to this person. I didn't really, I didn't really think about that when I came over here. Well, I mean, there aren't any on this floor. I think you're pretty safe right now. Oh boy, not a good first impression. Yeah, I think I would be too. Oh, might you be the girl she saw passing by in terror? Well, I don't know if you should be worrying about your dress at a time like this. That seems a little callous. Is this necessary at at this moment? Come on. Okay. Oh, yeah, sure. I'll just pick up I'll pick up a new shirt and pants from the nearest fabric vendor. The nearest tailor here in Void. Yeah, that seems like a great plan. Wow, she even turns away from us. Okay, well, I did put the stairs over here, but the only way to actually progress the dialogue with her is to walk through this narrow path again. Oh, she's really not handling this very well. Maybe I shouldn't hold it against her. She had that outburst. It's stressful down here. She's probably not in a very good position right now. Uh-huh. Yeah, with the wedding dress, it seems like it. Mm-hmm. That's rough. Oh, don't take it out on yourself. That's not going to make this any easier. Yeah, there you go. You folks don't really know where you are, do you? I wish there were more we could do. But she might have to take some time to really get her bearings here. We'll just wish her well. Another tree room. Well, it'll be the same story here. A lone birch tree standing in the void. "2 a.m. We're not gonna stop anytime soon." This room seems altogether more complete than the last one. The mural is filled with inscriptions. Deciphering them seems like a futile effort. Of course, of course. The markings on the side changed again. Well, that is an interesting sight. Not much we can do with it. We'll leave it alone. I think for the sake of pacing, I'm going to not worry about getting every single token. There are more tokens than we necessarily need as well. Speaking of which, though, we have 12. That's enough for us to see a couple more. Seems to be the same young girl, a little older, probably. Doodling one of her favorite characters, it seems. How cute. Another photo. Again, looks older, judging by proportions. Jumping off a swing, having a beautiful outdoor fun day. Looks like it's dated either June 7th or July 6th of maybe 1995. Interesting. Makes you wonder what time it is right now. This one I will deign worth grabbing. Just come over here, thank you. Oh no, I did not want to have a tile in my hands. I actually can't do what I was doing. Alright, well, hey Hey folks, let's learn a new game mechanic. I mean, I didn't even acknowledge these new enemies that target you in a direction when you enter their line of sight, and then they keep running in that direction. Incidentally, as you can see there, they also don't have any intent of falling into pits. They're a little too smart for that, so you can trap them as well. There's a mechanic here that the game won't tell us about for another few areas, actually. Anytime two enemies try to enter the same tile at the same time, they die. They are gone. So that's an easy way to get rid of both of those at the same time. We'll continue on. Oh, interesting. This room is a little funky. I think in order to do this best, let's get it over here and then trap it on the button. Right, we can't do that. Okay, let's lure it over here, pick up the button, and how about you go up? Put the button back down. What can we do from here? I think the easiest thing is going to be luring it to this height, and then we're good. Nice. Not a problem. See, the thing about the memory crystals is that they're 100% one-time only deals, so a lot of them I don't actually have memorized how to get, compared to how memorized I have a lot of the actual room solutions. Just an interesting factor in how playing this game goes for me. I'll go ahead and grab one more locust while it's safe. This one we're not going to bother with. Actually, wait, no, I think we can get this one just fine. Yeah. Oh, almost fell while I wasn't thinking about it. I pressed up one too many times. Right, this room's funny. It's got this weird shape to it. We're going to want to lure this enemy around, and at that point we're safe. Might as well just trap that down there. I mean, we're given the opportunity. We're going to need to make use of it to press this button down so we can actually progress to the next room. So we could do something like this. Build over here. It feels very fun to be another person, to be crafty with those enemies, at least in my opinion. A scrawny man stands before you. I have food? Well, I guess these locust idols are pretty tasty, actually. Oh, well, I suppose we have some to spare. The man grabs it without any hesitation, gulping it down in an instant. Oh no. You want more? That not enough for you? How about one more? Another? Is there any particular amount you're hoping for? Has not stopped at 5 or 6. One more for you, sir? I'm sorry, I don't know if I can give you all of them. The man's collapsed. He is hardly breathing. There's very little you can do to help him. Better keep moving. I suppose so. We don't have all the time in the world. I suppose actually the faster thing to do here is to build right there. Let's have to go around him, I suppose. Is there absolutely nothing we can do? I suppose not. It's just sad. Scary to see. Just another unfortunate soul to enter Void. Without really knowing what they're getting themselves into, I suppose. I'm actually waiting to see one more thing here. Yeah. That really tells you something, doesn't it? Alright, well, enough worrying about that. We have our own problems to deal with. I did not have to do all of that, like, close-cutting building that I was doing. That was not necessary, but it was fun. Okay. The way that I usually do this one, I know that I had a better way to do it at some point that I've forgotten, but this is the way I usually do it. Is to do something like that, and then... Right, now I want to lure it back really quick. Pick up the button. Let it pass. And then we just weigh it out over here. You don't have to push in different directions for any reason. I just always do it that way. You can always just mash in one direction, which is almost certainly more efficient, but it's what I always do. It's just pushing in many different directions because it's fun. Ooh, this room's tricky. It took me a long time to, like, really understand it, but the thing you really want to do is, lure the... I guess they're like bulls? Or something. Lure the kind of, like, bull-like enemy down here, without it actually getting all the way down to you, so you have the safety to build a little more over here. Because what you need is to be able to build up here. So that we've done that, let's just go ahead and do this. Wait, that's not quite right. Let's take this, build up there really quick, and then we'll put this here, and then we can safely keep that from following us. Which, I mean, we're kind of in a position where we're not going to be in its line of sight again. It's not a really big deal, except actually I just remembered we have to build like this. See, that's where it comes in handy to, like, remember really hyper-specific bits of puzzles, even if you don't remember all of them. Because then you have, like, a really solid idea in your mind of, a really solid framework to do something safely, and then remember later why you needed to do it, and act on that instead. What do we want to do here? If I move these tiles around like this, then we can just have the bull go over to the button like that. Let's do that really quick. We'll... lure it carefully, like so. Trap it. Easy. Easy, like it's nothing. Oh, this room is funny. I actually, I spent, like, a long time trying to understand, like, how to get through this room, like, simply. And especially while getting the locust. It's actually not too bad. Chests have this funny property where when you open them, they face you downward, so you can pick up what's below you. So now at this point, we have everything we need. We're just going to... Ooh. It's actually not good. I screwed up a little. Can I salvage this? Yes. No. I can't, obviously. Dang. At least not the way I want to. Let's do... this? Question mark? No, that's gonna get us killed immediately. That's okay. It was worth finding out. What we want to do, I suppose, especially now that we've gotten the locust, because if you get a locust and then die, it will not be there when you respawn. That chest is empty now. We'll just pick up a tile like that and then actually lure this bull over this time. And now it's not in our way. Now we just go like this, and it's easy and simple. That's what I always want to do in that room. Oh, right. Get the stairs out of here. Such that we can go over here and lure this thing out of the way. This is maybe bad. How do I make this work out? So, if I try to lure the bull down here once it comes to a stop, then it's gonna trap me down there. That's no good. I think actually I can just... No, if I had a tile with me, this would be fine. That's okay. If we just lure it over like this, then it's not going to be a huge deal. Bring it over again. Now we can bring it over here. And over there, and now it's completely out of the way. I suppose we'll grab this locust while we're here. I mean, it's just right there. Another straightforward room once you know it. Ooh, I am not bothering to get the token here. It's way more trouble than it's worth for this exact moment. Take up way too much of our time. Let's keep moving. We're almost near the end, anyway. You may have noticed, maybe, that... Let's go ahead and get that over there. You may have noticed that those birch tree rooms show up every multiple of 28. There is one at 28, one at 56, and now another at 84. Bit of a pattern unfolding here in Void. Anyway, we don't need to keep checking every one of them just to say we're not going to rest at them. It's not really worth our time. Oh, sorry, that was my water bottle coaster. And that's me taking the lid, unscrewing the lid off my water bottle because there's a little water trapped in there that I just noticed. And now that's me drinking some water. Yeah, my water bottle stuck to the coaster a little bit because it was leaking a tiny little bit of water out the top of it from where it was trapped in the lid. Okay. There's another damaged mural up there, and I think we can get to it. I don't entirely remember how, but I think we can get to it. It might be... Put this here. Right, and then we'll just take this. Like that. Easy. The mural is badly damaged, but it's showing what looks to be zeros and ones through the rift. I don't know, but almost impossible. A faint, strange glow beams through the cracks. Yep, those are zeros and ones. They're definitely making some kind of pattern, but I don't really know binary. I can definitely at least tell that unless Unless the ones and zeros are, like, line wrapping, it's definitely not 8-bit. It might be 6-bit? Is that a thing that anyone uses? Oh well, we're not going to concern ourselves with it. We haven't been able to figure out what any of those mean just yet, so... Guess we're not gonna start now. That wasn't useful. We'll just do this. What I want is to be able to, get the button over here such that I can push the rock egg question mark over onto it. There we go. I made that more convoluted than it really needed to be. We could pick up the stairs to get that locust, but again, I'm not super worried about it, to be honest. This works. Oh, this room's a little weird. Honestly, I usually do this by letting the maggot just repeatedly step on the button and then waiting for it to be on it when I leave. I'll probably just do that again. I don't think I've really learned how to do this fully using the egg, so I'm not going to. And everyone's just going to be fine with this. Let's, do this such that we can build safely from here instead of having to worry about our path breaking behind us. We can also just trap the maggot down there and make it flicker the switch more frequently. There we are. Oh, this room's funny. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're gone. Oh, who is that? A new friend? Question mark? I want to say hi to this person who is now absconded. Hey there. Okay. Oh, we're dead. Oops. That's okay. I wasn't thinking about this guy. I was thinking about that person running off. I want to say hi to you. Hello? All these open, empty chests. There you are. A woman stands in front of a chest, blocking your way. She's muttering to herself. I don't know if I'd say that. I've already run into 3 people, you included. I guess 4 actually, including Tail. There's quite a few people down here, though Tail seems particularly native to Void. No, I would not call myself a treasure hunter. Yes? You seem particularly excited by this notion. And what are you hoping to do with it? Alright, well, if you're that interested. As you start answering, the woman suddenly snatches your staff. Alright. I would really like that back. So now we get this gameplay section with no staff. So we can't pick up and place tiles. Our only option is to navigate around things. This is pure movement. And of course, she's taking all the easy paths. don't like this room. It's a lot. I'm in an unwinnable situation in it already. I think we literally just have to wait out pattern in a very specific way. I want to be able to not do that. Oops. I think I want to get in between the top two. I want to get in between the top two when the bottom two are going to have a close collision. There we go. Then we're behind this one, and then we're good. Alright, I'm glad I can actually remember something. Oh, notably, none of these monsters seem to care about her, just us. And they're also having their line of sight blocked thanks to her. Is there any way I can lure this thing in a way that's useful? Actually, yes, we can make use of a mechanic that I told y'all about. Oh, but I didn't set it up good just now. That's okay. Look, we still got one more locust. We're not in that bad of a shape. There we go. Do more like this. Right, I can't do it with these guys. I forgot for a second, because they only move when I'm still in their line of sight, so if I move out of one's line of sight... Okay, so that strategy wasn't going to work. Basically, we need this one out of the way of, Oh, I've got it here. Good. We just need it gone such that we can safely lure... That wasn't what I meant to do. I mean... She was a thief and I didn't respect her, but... I... didn't intend to kill her. You got your staff back. Seems to be intact. Try to not lose it again. Well, these next handful of rooms are going to be quite easy now that we have our staff and we aren't chasing after someone who is going to take all of the easy roads for us. Yeah, these rooms do normally continue with you still having to chase her down. Oops, I shouldn't do this like that. Let's do this. Do a bunch of silly manipulations just to get a single thing in place. And then this'll work out. There's like a simpler way to do that room, I just didn't feel like doing it for some reason in that moment. Like, you understand, right? Sometimes it's fun to do the more, like, overcomplicated thing if it feels like a novel way of doing it. This counts also. Building over here like this is definitely a more overcomplicated way to do things. But it works. Yeah, that chase music would have continued, full adrenaline, all the way up through here. But I guess that's not in the cards this time. Oh, I feel really bad about that. Well, Void Stranger's a game about sitting with your own mistakes. And now we're a murderer in the Void. I suppose, who could say we haven't been doing plenty of killing already with all of these monsters we've been passing? How many of them we've been shoving rocks onto or the like. We don't really know anything about the life down here. That's a new thing. Nothing we can really do anything with, though. And another tree room. Well, we need to be on our way. It's almost 2:30 already. Another mural. Again, the markings have changed on the side. You don't seem like you're in a very good state. Oh, a lot more of these things. Okay, well the only way forward here is to pick up one of these glass tiles and then, well, make use of it. If we want that chest, we can build like this. Now we at least have one locust in tow. We're not so fretting for locusts. No, let's not go for this one. There are other easier ones to bother with here. We'll pass time by picking up and placing tiles. It's another way to pass turns, so to speak. Let's see. Here, we are going to... follow closely behind this maggot and make our way to the stairs. Had to remember for a second. Feels like it's been a long while since I've done that room. Or for whatever reason. We could push this boulder, or egg, or rock, or person? This lost soul? We could push it onto these lazy eyes, as they're actually called. Kill all of them. We can also just push onto the switch and be on our merry way. It turns out, these statues, which are new, go away when all the monsters are gone in a room, if there are any of them. So we're starting to get a sense of our objective here. This is kind of the go nuts, kill everything area of the game. Let's do a bunch of setup here to make this room one and done. And this is also another easy room to get out of. Luckily you can just put statues over stairs like that. Right, this one's actually a fair bit simple. If we just lure the bull over here, just push this down onto it, push it back up, onto the lazy eye. Oh, we might as well pick up this locust. Get them while they're easy, you know? Oh right, this room's funny. Get out of here. That one ended really quickly. Whatever those things are called, the game doesn't actually give a name for them. I know these are leeches and those are lazy eyes because the game actively calls them that. Same for the maggots. But those things, the blobs with the open, smiling mouths and tongues flailing, not given a name for those. At least not a concise one. It just fell into a pit made from a glass tile that I stepped off of at the same time that I stepped onto the stairs, so it just worked out. This one, we are going to need to make use of the statue this time in order to get rid of all the monsters here. Right, so this will be the room that first teaches you about head-on enemy collisions. We'll have to make use of it over there if we want to get that chest, but I'm not going to bother with it. They want you to do it here as well. Make the setup happen by eyeing this block between the maggots there, and then they take care of themselves. Things start getting a little more complicated here. This room stumped me for a good while. It turns out what you want to do is get rid of this lazy eye, then push the statue away, and don't kill the leech immediately. Because the only way you're going to get rid of both this leech and this maggot is to have them do it to each other, basically. Let's see if they'll just make it happen. Sometimes you can just kind of let them figure it out. If you just give them like a very specific, or you give them an arbitrary amount of space to move back and forth, it'll probably work out eventually. Or you can like actually reason out how much you need to limit their movement space in order to make sure that they collide. And then we'll just take the spot out, take the button, and then we'll simultaneously get rid of this leech. Push the statue onto the button. Right, here we're going to have to make both of these pairs of leeches and maggots off themselves, so to speak, I suppose. I think that setup should do it. Oh no, it's consistently not having them bump into each other. Okay, we'll just wait here for a moment. We'll let the leech pass by again. Just take this one. Maybe that's a good amount of space? No, that's also a closed loop. God. It gets a little annoying sometimes. We'll pick this up. Oh, oops! I didn't plan my movement good. We'll take one tile now? Question mark? Oh, there we go. That worked out. Oh, funny. So you can see from the sparkle effect that there's another memory token underneath that smiley mouth blob. I guess we can just call them blobs, to be honest. Which means that as soon as I lure it once... Oh, it wasn't a glass tile, though. Never mind. I got a little ahead of myself. So I'll have to figure out how to pick that up in a moment. For now, let's just lure these things where it'll be convenient. I suppose the smart thing to do here... Yeah, we'll just keep moving forward like this, I guess. This is fine for now. We'll lure that one off successfully. And then... maybe what we can do here is pick this up. Yeah. And actually, no, this is a terrible position to be in. Nothing we could do in that spot. Okay, we're gonna have to do this differently if we want that one. Oh, I could also skip out on getting that one, too. Actually, we can change the way we start this one by picking this up. That one will just die immediately. So that's a little less for us to deal with in a moment. Because then what we can do, lure this one down, pick this up. That also wasn't smart. Well, that's one way to end a run. Whoops. Hello there. Hi. Yes, it is. Oh, you thought so, huh? I suppose so. Right, now that we're dead. Well, I think so. After all, it's only 2:40 in the morning. I think I could keep going. Right. Fundamental truths of the world and all that. Oh, is there? That doesn't sound dangerous or nefarious at all. Yeah, I think I'd love that. It'll be very useful for our goal if we can just get through here without the fear of death looming over us. Yeah, I'll take that fruit. Well, thank you. Alright, well, we'll dig in, I suppose. We ate the whole thing. Its taste is foreign to us, yet the pulp is surprisingly sweet, if bitter. Probably should have peeled it before eating, though. It did look like it might have had a rather thick outer rind. Void, huh? I suppose that makes sense if we become part of Void. No HP for us anymore. Alright, let's actually make this work, maybe? I'm still thinking about, like, the how of that one, but what we can do... Oh, that memory crystal's gone now. I guess it's not worth going for anymore. Oh well. Yeah, maybe that'll be nice, actually. Just one less thing to have on our minds. Going forward. I mean, there's already so much to worry about here. That wasn't what I wanted. I screwed that one up. Now there's nothing to hold the switch down. Oh, we don't know where Oh. I guess that's what death looks like to us now. Rather inconsequential, I suppose. Okay, well, let's be a little smarter about this, I suppose. I still screwed it up. Well, that's okay. We'll just do it again. After all, comes at no cost to us. There we go, that's what I meant to do. What can we do here? Maybe circle around again. Okay. I suppose that's something. We'll just do like that? Yeah. Just some clever building. Work out in our favor. You know, I don't know if the locusts are really worth it now. Might as well just keep moving. Oh, this one's a tricky run. This room is a tricky one, was what I really wanted to say, but the words decided to come out in a very specific order and way. We're gonna want to put the statue over here and then take the hole out. Let's make sure that Leech is in a slightly different position when we get over here. There we go. We can actually do something very fun here and get rid of both the bull and the leech at the same time. Now we're going to want to carefully navigate around this bull so we get the statue out of the way. It took me a long time to fully internalize the solution to that room. It gave me a lot of trouble on a secondary playthrough for a housemate recently. Well, this seems simple to exit. I don't know necessarily about what it looks like to try to get rid of all the lazy eyes here. I don't know what that would do for us. We got rid of the lazy eyes and got rid of the statues at the same time. We just have an empty room, I guess? This room's also a little mean. We have to make sure that blob doesn't end up falling off in any way that makes it so the statue in the upper left goes away. By the way, if you're curious, the statues do have names. This hasn't really been relevant yet. At least not fully. These ones are called killer statues, which I find very funny. It's clear that they're named that because of the fact that you kill to interact with them. Other statues... Oh, there's another person here. Other statues do also have mechanics associated with them, but this is the only one we've seen so far. Getting sleepy. It's almost 3 a.m. Such is the nature of things. Let's see. What's your deal? A young girl sits on the floor. As your eyes meet, she winces. Well? Just came over here to talk. What do you mean, those creeps? Well, I'm not trying to give you reasons to fear me. Hey, are you sure you're okay? Look, I'm just trying to help you here. This is a really dangerous place, and you seem rather young. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Come on. Let's get out of here, okay? Oh, that's no good. Oh, well, she's gone now. Suppose we weren't able to help her at all. But I guess if she left, then she'll figure things out on her own. Our track record tonight is, 50-50, I suppose, on doing good with the people we're running into. I suppose if you count tail, it could be a little closer to, could be a little closer to, what would that be? 60-40? What to do here? If we... lure this one down like this, then all we need to do is stay in view of that one. They'll take care of themselves. Perfect. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Looks like we only have about half of it. Oh, we have both halves of it. How strange. Is there anything we're seeing behind this one? Looks to be about the same as the first one that we broke, so not too much new to see there. Hello. Oh, we've got more hungry guys here. A giant head lies before you, blocking your path. We're not able to check it into doing anything. It's hair? Question mark? Can't seem to do anything with. Maybe a gentle nudge wouldn't hurt? Looked a little more painful than I would like. Well, you're kind of blocking the way, so I would like for you to move if you can do that. Oh, you're dead? You're dead? Well, I don't know if that's really an option to me right now. Don't be rude, I've been listening, I'm just... There's gotta be something you can do for us, right? Oh. Statue in the top right? Oh. Is that a thing we've always been able to do with those statues, I wonder? A sacrifice. Some food, huh? We are a little short on food at the moment. Oh, how lucky that you just happen to have one on you. Yeah, great question. Yeah, they are in the way. I was gonna get to that in a minute. Right. No, they don't seem to have any ability to be sated. Is that really the best way to go about it? I mean, I guess in a sense. Considering that the other boulders we've encountered may as well be more men like this. Or other people, maybe even. Is there any hope for people like this? Well, sorry. Doesn't feel great. But there's only one way forward. Interesting. If you've been paying attention to the basement number in the bottom right, you can see that we've advanced exactly one floor because we had exactly one locust. Every single one of those smirking statues will act the exact same way. Hi there. You seem to be mimicking my actions in parallel. Interesting. You don't have much else to say, it seems. I suppose we'll take one more for the road. Maybe they will be useful after all. You have different things to say each room. Now, how would we get that chest if we wanted it? I suppose it's not worth worrying about. a dark mimic. Oh, and some killer statues. So we're going to have to figure something out here. Maybe if we do something like this. There we go. Didn't get to talk to that one, but I don't really know how we'd set it up to be able to do that anyway. Thanks, I suppose. I guess I should feel something positive about your existence here. You are helping me exit these rooms. Oh, I think I wanted to build differently. We could do this. This will just work. Yeah, that'll work out. That room's still a little tricky for me. Interesting, another smirking statue, but on the mimic side, which is not a lot we can do about that. Luckily, we can just push against walls and get the mimic back in sync with us if we end up out of sync. You might have noticed that the mimic doesn't seem to be affected by other monsters at all. Interesting. Go ahead and pick... Oh, be careful though. The mimic does abide by the other major rule of, exploding if it tries to walk onto a tile at the same time another monster does. So we'll want to be aware of this. And plan our movements accordingly. Okay, we're almost good. There we are. Okay, let's walk this way. Excellent. Ah, this room is a fun one. We're going to want to... I mean, I think we can grab the glass tile to our left or the glass tile to our right, and it won't really matter. Either way. And then... Ooh. Don't think this is quite right. No, not quite right. We need to make sure that mimic stays alive for this one. So given that... Given that, let's do this instead. Oh, that doesn't work either, the way that I was hoping. So let's just walk across instead. Grab one of these, I suppose? See where that puts us. Because then at that point, we just need to make sure we build in such a way that we can safely keep the mimic on the path. There we go. Tricky, tricky. Yeah, this whole area with the mimics involves a lot of puzzles involving more deliberate movement than some other areas have asked of us so far. I think for this area, I do something like this. There we go. Oh, well, sorry to be in your way, I suppose. We could do this. There we go. Oh, this room's very fun, actually. But let's see if we can't talk to these ones. Yeah, there is a problem. I don't have anywhere to go now. We can do this, and then build our way back, and all three of them fall. They're no longer in our way. This one's a fairly easy room. We just need to get a stone on that switch. You know, I'm starting to notice something. We're running into, like, once per area, these 6x6 square rooms with no objective. At least no obvious objective. We can simply leave. Just interesting. Alright, well, let's carefully now get this statue over. There we go. It looked a little silly because of how it timed out, but we pushed the button. We pushed the statue onto the button at the same time we were on the stairs, so it just worked out. How do we get past here? Maybe something like... just get ourselves offset here. And then... hello? How about you get out of the way? 3 locust idols? Lucky? Interesting. We should look into that more later. If we wanted to get the chest in this room, we could do some funny stuff, offsetting ourselves from the mimic on the side, but it's not really necessary. Especially with those 3 we just picked up. I like this room. If we try to move up at this point, we'll be moving on to the same tile as the mimic and end up dying, of course. So what we're going to do is do some careful offsetting. By pushing those 2 into a narrow corridor with the statues off to the side, we've got them in such a way that we can get them to take care of themselves as soon as they get onto the same tile together. And then from here, it's just mass killing. Yeah, I sure hope these guys don't really feel anything in particular either. This room always screws with me. Yeah, all I've done is just like circle things around in such a way that the button's in the same place. And now I'm in the same place. So let's maybe... I never remember like how to do this one quickly or easily or anything. I haven't like done anything. This isn't like a success at all. Okay, what I can do, I suppose, is put the stairs here, if that's valuable. Oh, come on. Come on, guy. Let's put this here. And then we can put the stairs there, and then we can shuffle everything around in a really stupid, not useful way. I guess, this lets us put the stairs over in this corner. This is good, question mark? Yeah, this room always gets me. Because we're going to need the mimic to stay alive. I've accomplished nothing. I've accomplished, like, nothing except for moving the stairs over from one end of the room to the other. Maybe, like, playing Voice Stranger at 3 AM isn't the smartest idea? I mean, it worked out really well for my first run, ever. But then again, that run did take me from, like, 9 or 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So, we don't need to talk about that one. I'm gonna start over really quick. Let's do this differently. Let's take this from here. I don't think I did anything good. That is something interesting, though. I don't know if there's any value in stepping back off here. I don't think so, because in order to actually get the button out, our only option is to, like, shuffle it around in a way that... Okay, I think I vaguely recall what I'm actually supposed to do here. We're gonna want to get the button in that position, and then... I mean, that will mostly work. No, it won't. This music is so appropriate for this area. It just fully encapsulates the lethargic, concerning feel. Okay, fine. Maybe we can do something more like this. It doesn't, like, put things in a great spot, but it does allow me to, like, move around with the mimic in ways? Question mark? Okay, well, now I've got the button down here. That's kind of something. Let's, just cycle the button over to here. There we go. Oh my god. That's almost it. Because we're really close to actually having the button where we need. I think we just need to do... There we go, just some weird end-to-end tile moving. Now, we can carefully get the mimic over there. And we're good. What did that take me, like 10 minutes? Maybe? Just to do a room that I've done before? What do you have to say? Anyway, are you us? Are you me? You kind of look like a very... I mean, like, you maybe look like a very prim and proper version of me. It's maybe a stretch. But, like, it feels appropriate for something that's like a mimic, right? Alright, we've got some fun stuff going on over here. Let's see if I recall how to do these. Seems that I mostly do. That just kind of worked out. I was mostly like realizing I was in a bad situation, seeing if there was a way to get out of it. Getting out of it ended up making everything work out for me, so that was lucky. There we go. That's always how I do this room. Grab another locust, I guess. Yeah, the way you stay alive in this room is by having that mimic on the right. Just stay within that little grid. We can't build down from there. We can't build down from here either. What do you have to say? Huh. Did I? Oh. Is that so? What's that supposed to mean? Who are you? Who were you? Another room to pass by. We don't have time to sleep. This mural is intact. A really interesting shape in it. Quite the ominous tone. This domain introduces a new type of enemy that wants you dead. These things track you as soon as there's a full path between them and you. As soon as that path is broken, they go dormant again. They can get a little scary. For example, here, our only option is going to be letting it tail us one block behind. As soon as we pass over this glass block, though, can't follow us up here. Of course, recall that picking up and placing blocks passes turns and allows enemies to get closer to you again. Let's go ahead and lure this down a little bit. Such that we can safely... more safely... No, I didn't do this super well. Just do it over again. After all, why not? If we bring it one tile more, then we can safely cut it off at the pass here, which is what I meant to do. Right, this one's going to be a little tricky. If you'll notice, at parts of the music like those orchestra hits, all the characters on screen actually animate in time with the music. Usually with the beat, but occasionally they'll animate faster or slower to accompany some percussive embellishments. Alright, so we could build this down. Oh, I didn't want to do that, but that's not a bad thing just yet. We can... we can build this down like this and start to lure this over here. This is going to get a little tricky. We can make this work. We'll bring it over here again. Then when we build down here... oh, that's no good, actually. Let's go ahead and build up really quick. Lure it over here again. Ooh, can we make this work? I don't think we can. So what we're going to want to do instead is just pick one up, put it down, get out of here. I was trying to do something a little different there, and it wasn't going to work out because I'd limited too much the amount of space that I had to toy with between the diamond and me. Let's see, here... I think I recall what to do here, actually. We're going to break that glass tile, pick this one up, go up here to put one down again. I might have wanted to do even more than that. Yeah. Hold on, I want to make this look cooler. I want to do this correctly. So before doing any of that, we're going to take this block and put it down here. And we'll take this... we'll take this and put it over here. And take this... This is starting to get really specific, but that should do it, just to isolate that upper area. And now we should be able to do this. And once this thing tries to follow us, it can't, and we've left it perfectly on the button. Here, this is very simple. We just want to lure it a bunch and then build our way over safely. Ooh. This is a new kind of statue. These ones are called Watcher statues. At least in the game's files. That's also where I got the killer statue name. These actually get a different name in some in-game text way later. But I still call them Watcher statues just based on the files in-game. What they do is they get real peeved when you use your rod around them. They're not going to stop us entirely from getting to these chests if we wanted them. But if we got a little overzealous with our use of the rod, start doing more than we really need to in a room like this just for the fun of it, well... no, they don't like it at all. If every single one of them is activated, that's what happens. And incidentally, what every single one of them being activated can mean, if we push them onto this other new gimmick here. We'll just pick this up casually, and then drop this off. Oh, now there's only one and it's activated and it was not happy with us, so... Anyway, I'd like to call these tiles fuse tiles. I don't know if they have an official name. I call them fuse tiles. You set them, and then if you go on them again, they're activated. They're gone. Not great to be on in that way, but you can use them in fun setups like this. You can also do stuff like that. Very... Oh, oops. I've left myself without any options for moving forward here. Very, doing some very silly stuff with enemies by stepping onto the tile and then picking it up and putting it somewhere else. There we go. This isn't great. No, this isn't great at all. I think I only want to push that over one. That also isn't great. What do I want to do here? I forget. Yeah, I'm not in a good position. Because if we kill the diamond, then the statue goes away. That also wasn't smart, what I just did. What would I like to do here? Oh, I accidentally pushed against the wall. Yeah, that's also not going to work out. Why did I feel like going up and around was like something I could do here? Okay, well... There is an alternative option here. We break this glass. Oh, it can still get to us that way. That's good to realize. Okay, well that's something actually. Oh, I don't need to pick this up anymore. We've completely isolated the diamond. Not a problem anymore. Oh, don't get cocky. Don't feel like you can just build over to the stairs here. You'll die for it. Oh, this is fun too. We actually have 3 uses of the rod, so we can, if we want to... We won't have 3 uses, we have 2 safe uses, because as soon as we use it the 3rd time, we'll die. But we could build over there if we wanted. We could also lure the diamond and just have it tail us the whole way. Another fun way to get through here. Ah, so let's just show this off really quick because it's funny. If we want to get over there, we need to pick up, put down, pick up, put down. That doesn't work. So we're going to get rid of these. Luckily, every statue in the game is pushable. In many of those rooms that required killing all enemies, I mean, you saw me push those statues around, but there are some of them where the statue isn't, like, relevant to, like, successfully exiting the room. So you could just push it around and end up going around the killer statues anyway. Which is just funny to me. This room. Alright. There's a lot of different ways you can do this one. I don't like it. I think we are going to... I guess I'll just do this the way I usually do it, honestly. Oh, wait. I don't think I have this the way that I think I do. Oh, oops, I also just made poor use of the amount of tiles I have to move here. Yeah, I screwed this up. You can tell the further I get in, the more I've lost the solutions on a lot of these in my memory. We can probably do... There we go. That wasn't too bad. Take note of the single watcher statue there. So we're going to want to make sure we kill everything in this room so we can get past that killer statue. It's okay, we can do some usual luring tricks. It's important to know that these fuse tiles, just like the glass tiles, don't break, so to speak, if you continue to stand on them and push against a wall or something. This one's also very straightforward. Only some of them give any actual real trouble. Right, let's do this. We'll push that up. And then we'll just go ahead and activate a bunch of these over here. Push this one over to the left. Now we've got a diamond on our tail, but that's not a big problem. We've gotten rid of all the statues before activating any of them, so don't have to worry about them getting on our case for using the rod. Right, this room. This is straightforward enough, I think. Oh no, it's not following in the direction I was hoping it would. We can guarantee that it will, though. There we go. And now we can just build back down and we're safe. Right, for this room we're going to want to make sure we get rid of both of these watcher statues. We can just push that one up, and then... push that one up also, and we're safe. Here we should be fine, I think. Let's actually push this one down and take the stairs with us. Because then, at that point, we can... Oh, I approached this wrong. That's gonna be okay. We'll do it again. I think we do want to take the stairs with us. What we can do instead of approaching it the way I did is just go up like this. That's way more straightforward. Oh yeah, this one's funny. So, incidental thing with the Watcher statues is that no matter how many of them you have activated, if they all fall off screen at the same time, they're all gone. They don't affect you. So we can just grab all these chests if we want, but I mean, part of the void, I don't think having a whole lot of locusts super does much for us. That's the end of another area. Looks like this mural we don't get to read. It's an interesting figure. What do we have here? Ah, our shadow. This is an interesting gimmick. we can't turn around. If we do that, then we die. Touching the statue kills us. And incidentally, our statue also can't touch anything. Oh, looks like that path just works. Well, if it didn't work, one of these maggots walked into our shadow, that would also be a life lost for us. Now another factor, though, I can show this off here, is that our statue also can't fall. Basically anything that would kill us can also kill our shadow, and that could be a real problem. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Luckily, though, our shadow can also hold buttons down. We need to make careful use of this as we progress. Let's see. I think we can still make this work with the weird way I've decided to do it. Yeah. If we get 2 of our shadows behind us, we can exit safely using this repositioning. Here we go. We want to go grab that button down there. Make it part of our building path here. We'll figure out where to place it in just a second. We're going to want to make sure we also get this shadow space out of the way. Put it there for now. All that really matters is that the button is the last tile before the stairs, because then we can just safely get the shadow wherever and walk our way there. Oh, this is a little tricky. No way we're going to start this without getting 2 shadows behind us to start, so it's going to become an exercise in very particular navigation. There we are. I used to not do this room with shadows behind me, but it's honestly pretty easy. Well, I mean, it would be if I didn't do stuff like that. But I don't want to trap it on the shadow space. I guess actually the simplest thing here would be to like trap the leech more toward the middle anyway. That's interesting. I guess if you can build your way down here, you can make your way to the hut if you wanted. This is all just considered solid tiles to walk on. What I'm trying to do is offset my walking pattern in a way that lets me get around this leech more easily. Okay, I guess probably what I want to do is pick this tile up actually and put it back over here exactly as I was. There we go. All I wanted to do was trap the dang thing. Was that so hard? Alright. So now they're not going to be anything to worry about, and we can safely push all these statues. This took longer than it would have if I'd just chosen to pick up all the shadow tiles and put them somewhere else. Oh, you're right next to me. That's no good. There we go. We have a little blob deterrent. These block the line of sight for enemies, should they be between them and you, which is handy. We are going to want to put this here and then lure that there. We get a little second loop with a second shadow. These rooms are honestly a lot fresher in my mind than a lot of the ones in the previous area. We'll just put this down here and grab this. Now we can safely start getting these fuse tiles out of the way. It's not too complicated, luckily. Let's just put the stairs there, and nice and easy. This room is quite easy if we don't want a locust, and we're just not going to worry about it. Not particularly relevant to us, and this room is also easy if we don't want a locust. Here's where things get a little trickier. Only so tricky, though. We could have a little fun. We'll put that there, grab this, and then build down to the HUD. We could safely lure this down here, from down here. Same for this one. And for this one. It almost trivializes the whole room. Let's see. We push this off, push this off. And then grab this tile, maybe. Have you be on the switch. Thank you. Ah, this room's very funny. It's quite simple. Pick up the stairs, put them down, pick up the button, put it down. Done. Most of the time when I do this one, I like to pick up all the buttons and put them in a long chain. And I think that's still going to be the easiest way to get through here, so let's do that. Because then once we have them in this chain like this, we only need 6 behind us rather than however many it would take for us to be able to walk the whole perimeter of this room. Another straightforwardly simple one. Pick up the stairs, put the stairs down. See, part of the reason that a lot of these rooms stick with me more is because they are deceptively simple, and once you understand how simple they are, they become really fun. If I push this down, that'll be there. Okay, and the only option is to keep it from tailing me. So let's lure it over a bit. Right, though, I see what they actually want you to do. We'll do it that way, because I always forget. I become, like, averse to using the shadow tiles, which I think makes sense to... I think will make sense to most anyone watching. They pose a lot of complications. But in this case, you may remember they block the line of sight for enemies. This one is another deceptively simple one. All we need is to get 8 of these behind us. And then we pick up the stairs. Put the stairs down. Meanwhile, this one is still pretty tricky. I think what I'm going to want to do... this 4-eyed statue is currently on a shadow tile. So we're going to push it to the left and get that gone. And then... I think we will take this fuse tile with us. No, we're gonna take one of these... We're gonna take the fuse tile with us. We're gonna put it down there. Push the statue up, take this tile. Did I want to do this? I don't know. No, I don't think I wanted to. Something different I wanted to do there. I definitely know that I want to push the statue up here. I feel like I want to get one of these 3 tiles, these white ones, these blank normal tiles over with me. I just can't remember quite how. Think for another second. I didn't mean to walk onto that. That was a little soon for what I was thinking. But... take what we're given. You know what, actually, I think I'm realizing something here. It's probably not smart for me to pick this up. I should instead use that space to do this. Wow, that changes literally everything. Completely changes how I interact with this puzzle. Okay. Wow. I feel like my brain just unlocked. That's often how it feels when you get a particularly, like, oh, I understand everything now type of solution in Void Stranger. Alright, we're going to temporarily build all kinds of around this statue in order to be able to move it down steadily and get this other lazy eye. Wow. Alright, cool. This is the busy workroom. We'll just let it play out. And that was the busy workroom. Oh. God, how do I do this? Okay, it's going that way, which is helpful. We'll cut it off there. And cut it off there. And... we can make sure that it's at the right distance from us just by repeatedly baiting it like this. Perfect. With my weird setup, it just worked. Right, this room stumped me for a long time. It just, like, it took me a very long time to understand that I was safe to, like, do things involving stepping on the fuse tiles once, passing over them and such. That's really all you have to do. Once you're over here, it's quite straightforward. You just need to get your buttons in a good position. And then we can begin to do fun stuff like grabbing these. I don't like the position I have done this in. We'll just do this down here really temporarily. Just to shuffle things around a little bit. There we go. Now we have a simple place to just carefully get these and go. Oh, this one's also funny. Let's... Grab this, put it up here, I suppose? This basically works. Not quite that either. Put the button up here. Ooh, I'm in a very funky position. Let's do this. Did I make this worse? Let's leave the stairs there. Grab the button like so. No, we're good. Man, I managed to make that one work. And that's it. This is the last room of this area. And we're moving into the final area of the whole game, too. It is our brand. The very cool ring I drew at the very start. Nothing to see here. Oh. You acquired nothing. It's empty. That's mean. First time we've seen a chest that just had nothing in it by default. This one's also empty. I mean, put myself in a bad situation to find that out, but I was just curious.
There's a safety locker inside of me, out of your reach, and I hold the key. It's sealed with layers and layers of irony. What's within, I refuse to see. I hold on, I hold on, I hold on, 'cause that's the only thing, the one thing that I can control. My grievance is mine, my sadness is mine, my loss is mine.
getting very deep. Unknowingly deep.
One toss and I'll forever be blind. Toss the key, oh please be kind. In this state of oblivion, silence goes on. My bearings stay strong. My walls stay strong. I hold on, I hold on, I hold on. 'Cause that's the only thing, one thing that I can control. Grievance is mine, my sadness is mine, my loss is mine.
I don't think we know where we are anymore. I don't know if Void knows where it is anymore. Or what it is. When I first played all the way through this game, after a few sessions of struggling against the first few areas and not feeling entirely sure how I wanted to feel about the game, how it was making me feel at the time, when I made it all the way through to the bottom and saw that sequence, it really cemented the emotional journey of this game for me. I don't know if this relatively brief, it's only a few hours long, maybe, somewhere about there, this relatively brief introduction to Void Stranger will hook you in the way that it hooked me, but if it did, I would recommend going and picking it up and trying it out yourself. There is plenty more to see. Void Stranger is a game about trying it again, doing it again with better understanding, learning through doing it poorly, and doing a lot of not learning and throwing yourself against the parts you don't understand. It's just a really fascinatingly constructed game, in my opinion. This birch tree looks a little strange. These colors don't feel entirely right. We're quite deep in. I'm not sure if time is of the essence anymore. But I'm still not ready to go to sleep. We haven't seen what these statues do. Turns out they don't do anything unless they're in the presence of stairs. They have to be in the tile directly above, much like the pit directly below the smirking statues. The four-eyed statues, well, and we are starting from the beginning. Of note, things aren't exactly as we started. It did say only a simple memory will remain, but maybe a few other things will carry over too. You'll notice we have a locust count where we did not when we first started. Eagle-eyed viewers may have taken more note of this mural than I did on our first run-through. We've seen a room that looked just like this. I think I'd like to see that room again. So we'll make our way back there as quickly as we can. It won't take too long. Now that we have a little less to worry about. A little less to think about. A little less to introduce. It's only so many rooms. Oh, and of course you will notice that we have our HP back. That may seem a little self-explanatory given the reset, but I think it's worth noting. Something about what we did with that four-eyed statue that sent us back here also made us no longer part of the void. That's going to be important for us going forward. Important for us to make progress. When you become part of Void, well, it becomes a lot easier to lose your way and forget why you were here. Your devotion may only carry you so far. I didn't mean to lose that just then. We're back to losing Locust again. here we are. Now, if you're particularly observant, you might have caught on that there was one small difference between the way this room is laid out and the way that mural looked. Well, maybe two small differences, but in terms of the internals of this room, all of these tiles were laid out, but the stairs were not. Ah, and there's the other visual discrepancy. Looks at least a little bit like the markings that were on the side. If it's important, or if it's meaningful, that the stairs are missing, what are we to do from this state? We'll take a leap of faith. This is a very strange looking room. The walls are reminiscent of the niche that we saw behind the broken murals when we broke them down entirely. Still, nothing to check around these parts. It's a very obvious treasure chest here, though. You acquired a strange feeling. Your mind feels heavier. You don't know what to make of it. Now these statues seem to have an ellipsis for us. We know that lost souls become these rocks. And Tail told us that if we listen closely, we can hear them talk. If you listen closely, you may also hear them talk. Knock that chest over there 6 times in a row. Remain still and wait for 6 seconds. The exit will reveal itself. Don't ask how I know. Just like that. So you can hear me. Not everyone around here is worth listening to. Us lonely ones are quite knowledgeable, though. Don't ask how I know. Things just got much more interesting. So not only is there... Oh wait, hold on, I want to hold on to that tile. Not only is there going to be a lot more for us to hear about... Oh, hi there. There's a crystal there the whole time. Not only will there be a lot more to hear about from several of the lost souls turned rocks or eggs throughout Void, but there's more to find in general. Secrets like the one we just encountered that brought us, if we check our menu, a burden. The Void Memory. We can turn it off if we want to. There's not really much reason to, but we could. I have one more thing on my priority list tonight before I wrap. If we could build down toward the HUD in other places, like in the last domain. Oh, sorry, I just pulled that word out. I know that word. In the last area of the game. Not the one where things started getting kind of corrupted and there was the very beautiful song playing. The one before that didn't have any walls. If we could build down to the HUD there, we can build down to it here too. We can also pick up tiles of the HUD as if they're normal gameplay tiles. Or I suppose normal tiles in the world that our character exists in. There's some interesting things that we can do with this power. How best to do this? Who cares? I was gonna try to put the 28 in my locus spot, but let's just not worry about it. Not only can we use the HUD to our advantage in traversing Void, we can access places that we haven't been to before. Who knows what's going on with this statue? Or whatever this is that's in front of us. Some kind of tentacled creature at the bottom. It looks like a centipede and serpent. Spiked serpent, maybe? Oh yeah, it's kind of cobra-like, now that I'm really looking at it. This impact spot from where we landed is, of course, also a memory token. Now, the real reason I wanted to go back this far, though, wasn't just to show you that weird room at the very beginning that we didn't start at. But it was to take us back to the top, where we can talk to this lonely soul. Knock the backside of the chest 3 times in a row while it's closed, then wait for 3 seconds. Something good should happen. And of course, they all say, "Don't ask how I know." This is what I did earlier in the Mimic area by accident. Oh, I did it wrong. Let's go ahead and step away. It's probably because I hit the chest before pushing the rock in order to talk to it. And that's how you get 3 locusts. Every chest that you can access from the backside will let you do that. If you have a lot of locusts, this person is bound to show up. Interesting laugh you have there. Interesting, face you have there. Oh, those are locusts. Don't go thinking anything else. Oh, shortcuts. Are you perhaps bartering with me? I see. I think from my position, with just 3 locusts, that sounds like a worthwhile deal. You decide to trade your locusts for a tip. Alright. In the 7th room, just 1 more step beyond the exit. Try to keep this to yourself. It'll be more fun that way. Well, as expected, all of our locusts are gone. Was it worth it? The dubious merchant smirks, barely able to contain their laughter. In the 7th room, just 1 more step beyond the exit. Did they just swindle you? Well, hopefully not. Let's take the time to check that out really quick. This is room 6. And this is room 7. You know, that hole just beyond the stairs did look a little suspicious, didn't it? I mean, it did let us push that rock off, but... Oh yeah, I should show this really quick too. That other lost soul we spoke to as soon as we left the room that gave us the void memory mentioned most of them don't really have much worth saying, but the lonely ones might have something worth listening to. All the rooms that have multiple lost soul rocks in them They'll have some pretty arbitrary text. Oh, cool. This person's been counting for a long time. Well, let's check out one step beyond the exit. Uh-huh. Another unknown location. Ah. And some Picross. Or Picross. Why did I say Picross? I know why. It's because the last time I heard someone say Picross, they pronounced it like Picross. Anyway. Fans of this channel will know that I love me a good Picross, so. Maybe we'll take a look at this in a different moment. Sometime later. For now, there's another token here. And we exit right here at the mural room. How many memory tokens do we have? We're at 10. Enough for one more. Oh, she's dressed quite cutely. I wonder what the occasion is. Sorry, it's well past 4 a.m. and struggling not to yawn so much. We need 10 more to get the next memory. Let's go ahead and take this room again as a shortcut. And we'll make our way out in just a moment. Only another few seconds. And to close out tonight, we're going to make one more loop around. Let's do this the smart way, actually, and set ourselves up with some locusts this time. There we are. That, too, will hold as soon as we warp. Nice. Lovely 28 locusts for free. Don't worry, we're not going much further. This is about as far as I can take us tonight. Notably, the merchant seems to have left now that we have taken them up on their tip. But I want to close out here. A long time ago, these halls were governed by beings known as Void Lords. Their leader was Lord Ad, the beginning. When we pick up next time, assuming there's a next time, I would really like to keep doing this. I'd really like to keep up with recording this game that I'm still rather obsessed with. When we come back next time, we'll continue to hear the story of the Void Lords and Void and Lord Ad.